let's talk about the holy grail for most founders, equity capital. Well, actually in finance, we say something very simple. Equity is the most expensive form of capital you can get. Equity is more expensive than debt, actually. Why? Because debt has a fixed cost. You borrow 100,000 at 10%, you repay this 100,000 plus interest. But equity gives away ownership. It's permanent. If you sell 20% of your company, then investors own 20% of your upside forever. If one day your company becomes worth $10 million, then that 20% is now worth $2 million. That is why equity is more expensive. Now, does that mean that raising equity is wrong? Not at all. Equity has powerful advantages. You don't repay it monthly, there is no fixed interest, you can use it to invest in innovation, talent, product development, or expansion. It gives you breathing rooms, but it comes with trade-offs. Because when someone enters your cap table, it's not just money, it is a relationship, it is almost a marriage that you are building together. Now you're growing this business together, not alone. And here's where founders make mistakes. They focus on the valuation and how much their business worth, but they forget about power dynamics. Yes, 10% of a $10 million company is far better than 90% of a $10,000 one. But once you take equity, you're no longer alone in the decision making. Most equity investors will negotiate rights in your business. For example, they may get a board right, meaning that they will sit on the board and oversee your strategy, your performance, and your key decision. You're still the CEO, but now you have accountability to a boss, to your shareholders. They may negotiate exit rights, meaning that under certain conditions, they can force you to sell and sell your shares in ways that can impact your company. They will almost always have information rights, which means that you must provide them with financial reports, updates, performance metrics. You need the right governance and the right people to share this accounting data periodically. So that is a cost on you. So equity is not just capital, it's actually a responsibility. So before you raise equity, ask yourself, am I truly ready to share ownership? Do I understand the difference between debt and equity? Am I aligned with these investors in the long term, in the vision, in the pace, in the values? Because the wrong investor can slow you down even more than not having any investors at all. And when you decide to go for it, make sure you never ever sign an equity agreement without proper legal counsels. These contracts are complex. There's liquidation preferences, anti-dilution clauses, drag-along rights. Saving on legal fees at this stage can become much more costly later. Read everything, understand everything, negotiate everything. Capital is a tool, but ownership is power. Choose carefully. If you need support understanding what type of capital fits your business, preparing your cap table, or getting the right aligned investors, join our Tungane platform. We've built a full knowledge database for African founders navigating these decisions. Remember, we're in this together. Let's be today the Africa we want.